Listen to this. The heading is How I Work and Win. Musical ideas, visual ideas, social ideas, inspired by the dancers. And then he wrote pressure. Pressure is one of the things that he likes to work under. And I think it's a sign of genius when someone is so clear about their purpose on this earth. There's a lot of words and ideas that come to mind when I try to describe Alvin Ailey's aesthetic. The first thing is, for me, Black excellence. It's really clear in the way he sets his work up. The context, the choreography, the choice of composers, the subject matter. He talked about his roots. He talked about his blood memories. He also talked about the importance of his family being able to come to the theater and understand what they're watching. Yes, we're gonna aim high, but we're gonna speak in a way that everybody can either understand or at least draw their own interpretation from. I think he just understood dance and humanity. And when you put those two together, there are no boundaries. When you know of Mr. Ailey, you know of this phrase, blood memories, when he talks about all of his work came from his memories of growing up in the South. And not only his memories of growing up in the South, but also he took his memories as living as a Black man in America and turned those into dance works. So it's so fitting and perfect that as you step into this room, you step into this crimson kind of atmosphere that you immediately think of Mr. Ailey's Blood Memories. I never met Mr. Ailey, and so I felt like there was a void, and me being able to watch footage of his creations filled that void and helped prepare me to represent his legacy even more, even in a way that maybe being in the studio did not. All those images stayed in my mind, but when I came here, they were all reimagined and restructured in a way that gave context with what was going on in the culture at the time. Dancing for however long I've been dancing, being rehearsal director, associate, and now interim artistic director. Sometimes there's doubt because the burden is heavy, but when I stood here, it was just like a confirmation that you've been doing the right thing. This is not random. This is not by accident. That this is where you're supposed to be, and this is part of your purpose. This was a painting that really caught my attention. It's a painting of Black male dancers. I'm a Black male dancer, but there's a lot of narratives here for me. There's a certain poise and elegance, but seeing this many Black men within this context is becoming a rarity. How interesting is that? We are an organization that was started by a Black man, and we still have to seek out young Black male dancers. And that speaks to cultural pressures, lack of opportunity, lack of exposure. I also see this young man who I'm thinking is probably the instructor because he's giving corrections, right? And I know some of the most impactful moments I had was from another Black male dancer, simply because you just see yourself in the person. Sometimes you have to not only teach young men that they can do it, you have to teach them the freedom that they have to dream and have agency to say, I want to be a creative. I want to travel the world. I grew up in Inglewood, California. My mother introduced me into the arts because my other brothers were in gangs. And she said that she didn't want the same thing to happen to me. As a result, I have traveled the world. I am part of an iconic institution that gives life to so many people. It was through the arts that got me there. And I saw all that in this. This is a depiction of Judith Jamison in Cry. So first of all, the piece itself is so iconic. And the woman who made it a masterpiece by the way she danced it is an icon. She is the woman who gave me a job and gave me the opportunity to be a part of this organization. This is one of the pieces that I saw in my first performance of seeing the Ailey Company in Los Angeles. And The reason why I remember Cry so clearly is because when I saw the piece, I saw images of my mother. I saw images of my aunt, not knowing what the piece was about. So it was clear that whatever Mr. Ailey wanted to articulate, that he spoke exactly right to the heart of it, because I had no idea, but what I saw on stage was exactly what he choreographed about, the power of Black women. Mr. Ailey was born and he thrived in this time where many opportunities were not provided for artists, and his image of what could be propelled him forward. It was facing towards this, I wouldn't say perfect place, but equal place where everyone feels accepted and celebrated. I really feel Mr. Ailey followed his heart, and then out of it came genius. Out of it came legacy. Out of it came an institution that has been in existence for decades. In this contemporary life that we live in, normally we're driven by our own personal needs. Rarely do we slow down and look to the left and look to the right and see what someone else may need. What's the lack in the culture? What's the lack in the generation? And I feel like that's something that we all could learn from Mr. Ailey, that he saw a need in his environment, in his peers, and he decided to do something about it.